Sadly for the bald man, the rat grabs his leg as he moves and holds onto it firmly. He is confused and has no idea what to do as he screams out, while more of the rats emerge and begin to drag him down to the depths of their sewage. He struggles and yells at the rats to let him go, but there is no hope for him. He tries his best to escape and claws at the ground, but the monsters hold him firmly. The other brother watches and calls out to the man getting dragged down, while the little girl holds onto his shoulders. Tears run through their eyes as they watch him get dragged into who knows where. There is nothing they can do, and as their brother is taken to his death, he tells them not to worry about him, trying to ease their minds as the monsters take him away. He tells the little brother to take care of the little girl, and his voice gradually fades out as the rats finally pull him away. The rats retreat to their depths to continue their meal, as the two keep calling for their lost brother. On the other hand, Tien is completely exhausted. He doesn't look like he can still keep up with holding the rats back. There are injuries all across his face, and his mouth is bleeding badly. His eye bags are so heavy, and it looks like he's about to collapse. The faction leader realizes that the whole thing is too much for him, and he looks like he is about to pass out. Suchin needs to show up fast and do something, or it's all going to be over. With the little strength he has left, he keeps trying to fight back the rats. He slashes the monsters as they approach him, but he has already reached his limit. The rats can't give up a chance to attack weak prey, so more of them swarm him. At this point, Tien is basically seeing Jesus already. He is beyond exhausted. He can barely keep his eyes open. His arms give out, and it looks like it's finally the end for him. After the last of his energy leaves, he accepts his fate. Yun as well is being overrun by the monsters. The monsters climb all over her and bite her body, causing her to wince and cry out in pain. The buildings all around her keep taking damage as she jumps around in pain. Dana doesn't have it much easier either. The rat monsters run towards her, and she says that it is impossible to block out or mind control all of them. Tianhua looks towards the sky, and he notices a black figure at the top of the building. The strange figure leaps from the roof and suddenly lands in front of all of them with a menacing aura. As it lands, it kills some of the filthy rats and sends them packing. It has a dark face and a bright, sinister-looking grin. The shadow's aura is immensely powerful, and Tien is frozen on the spot out of fear. He shouts that it must be the Rat King and thinks it is the end for him. Dana almost starts to cry as she thinks Suchin might have failed to defeat the Rat King. It's almost impossible to believe that he somehow failed his mission, despite how powerful he is. The monster then speaks to them and tells them not to be afraid. The former chef can tell that the voice belongs to Suchin, and she is able to calm down for a bit. The dark aura around him clears from his face, and it reveals that it really is our protagonist. Despite their fears, he managed to take down the Rat King and absorb his power. Although the remaining consciousness in the crystal core wants to devour him, thanks to his sharp mental strength, he is managing to hold it back. When in a tough situation, he isn't going to lose a battle of mental strength. He has a wicked smile on his face as the shadow slowly fades away from his body. Tianhua is glad to finally see his brother again. Suchin thanks the faction leader for all the hard work he has done and how he managed to hold back the horde until the Rat King was defeated. Just as the shadow fades from his body, the mutated rats all fix their eyes on him. Now that a new threat has joined the party, they look eager to feast. They all rush towards him from behind, hoping to catch him off guard and overwhelm him. Tianhua warns him to be careful as he sees the monsters rushing towards him. Nevertheless, Suchin is unfazed and slightly turns his head to tell the monsters to get lost. With a devilish glare in his eyes, the rats stop in their tracks instantly, and the anger in Suchin's gaze causes them all to scurry away. They turn to run, clearly terrified of going up against our man. All of them look like they have just seen a ghost. The barriers that are meant to hold back the mutated rats end up being their escape route, as they squeeze their bodies to get through the little holes. The others escape through their underground tunnels, and the rest go through the vents. The rest of the human survivors can't believe their eyes. They wonder what has caused the rats to suddenly get scared and run away. Now with the battle over, it seems like they just barely made it through the whole ordeal. Even though Suchin isn't the Rat King, the remaining power of the crystal core is enough to intimidate the rat men into retreating. If he hadn't made it back in time, they would have just kept on coming out of every corner and attacking them. But there's no time to celebrate just yet. Tianhua starts to cough violently, now that his body is going through withdrawals from the scientist's drug. Suchin rushes to hold up his brother as the man looks ready to fall over and faint. It looks like the drugs that the scientist has been giving them are also a type of poison. It gives immense strength, just like they thought, but the more power they use, the deeper the poison effect. Suchin desperately asks Yunyun what he can do to help his friend. She tells him that in Luhan's lab, there is a corpse that has the answer to their problems. If he can get to it and extract a sample of its blood, then they can use it to make a serum that should be able to neutralize the poison. With a clear mission in mind, Suchin heads back into the lab to try and find the monster that Yunyun described. He reaches a door deep in the building where he found the Rat King and wonders if this is the place that Yunyun mentioned earlier. As soon as he gets there, he notices that there is a strong, oppressing aura oozing from behind the door. Something unnatural is behind that door, and he can feel it just from outside. With no other options, he opens the door, allowing what seems to be stale, frozen air that is in the lab to leak outside. He notices that walking into the room feels like stepping into a black hole. As he walks in, he seems to pass through a thin barrier blocking the entrance of the lab. He breaks through it but can't believe the feeling that it gives him. To him, it feels like he has passed through a wall of pure mental power. He analyzes his body to see if anything has changed, but there is none. He glances ahead and becomes confused about who he is staring at. From what Yunyun told him, there are supposed to be only corpses in the lab. But instead of a rotting corpse, he sees a lady sitting and working on the computer in front of her. From how she greets him, it's almost like she expected him to come and meet her. The lady turns and refers to him as her classmate, Lu. Suchin is confused as to why she is calling him Lu. She must be mistaken. After all, he looks nothing like that madman. He turns to look at himself in the reflection of one of the lab machines, but he sees that he really does look like Li Hyun. He immediately realizes that this must be some sort of illusion, and he has to wake up quickly.